Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I just got out of the shower and had a really nice everything shower, and it is Sunday, November 2nd, I think 2nd, the day that daylight savings happened. So right now it is currently 6:20 and it's already set. Like the sun is already set. So I am acclimating now to this new season. Like November's really here, guys. Like winter is here, and that is what I want to talk about in this video. I want to talk about the one thing that's really important that can carry you through the winter season, which depending on where you live in the world, like sometimes winter's not too hard on people, but I feel like most people will kind of struggle a little bit more in the winter. And I have learned how to enjoy winter so much more. But even outside of thinking about all the things that make it exciting for it to be winter, I want to talk about the more real part of what you need. So that is what we're going to talk about in today's video, but I'm going to do my hair because I need to do twists in my hair essentially. Okay, so my hair is washed right now, but I do not have any product in it. So what I am going to do is, like, if you guys asked for a tutorial, I guess this is what you're getting right now. We will get to the topic. Honestly, I feel like this is going to be a very chatty vlog style, but like also talking about this main thing, okay? So bear with me. Okay, I just had to situate those hair ties. I also just sprayed some water in my hair because my hair needs to be like pretty wet for products not to sit on top of it. And I have been doing my hair in the shower, but I feel like I've been getting lazy with my protective styles when I do it in the shower, or even if I don't twist my hair. It's more just when I am trying to do anything in the shower that I just rush through it essentially, and I can't be doing that with my hair. Like if you have, honestly, anyone's hair, it doesn't even matter what type of hair that you have, but realistically, like we should be slow and patient with our hair. And yeah, anyways, that's another rant. So I just put some leave-in conditioner, Love Your Curls, and I'm gonna use their gel, and that's all I do. And I twist my hair just so we're on the same page of what I'm doing with my hair. So I was talking this morning with my boyfriend about how it just feels like November now. Like we woke up this Sunday morning, Blue Jays unfortunately lost. Listen, I'm a Blue Jays fan now, okay? And why am I kind of like interested in the game? Like why? I think it's just because it doesn't sound or look as complicating as like football. Like I wish that I could understand football more, but the reality is it is so damn hard to figure out who has the damn ball half the time. And there's just so many players, and I just need a clear shot of people. I need to know what's going on. And I feel as though baseball gives me that. And have I been a fan for only like 3 days? Yeah. And I'm not mad about it. So anyways, unfortunately they lost. So today was kind of like just sad vibes, I feel, in the city. But also, of course, the daylight savings thing, I'm sure everyone was sleeping in and stuff, and the weather was really cool and November-like, and I was just thinking like, girl, listen, real winter is approaching. And I feel like when fall hits, it kind of feels like super like, oh my gosh, easy, and the transition is gonna be so fun and can't wait for winter, when really like I feel like fall is more so still you gaslighting yourself to think that summer is still here. Okay, sorry, I lost my train of thought, then I had to go deal with Theo. But as I was saying, basically to myself and to my boyfriend and to the world right now, that yeah, like winter is here and that shit can get hard. I have dealt with so much seasonal depression, like majority of my life. I saw my mom suffer with it like real bad. I think not enough people talk about it. Like people really struggle during the winter, but I have tried my best to like work on not falling into depression and whatever. It doesn't mean that I don't like have those phases, but I do think over the years I have just gotten better with like overall mood and stuff. And there's many reasons why that is, but I think one of the main reasons, and this is what we're talking about today, is really being committed to routine versus non-routine. And like this is like what I mean, okay? We're gonna go on another rant, but I feel like in the summer you like, okay, in life you have two options. If you live one type of lifestyle, you're probably not living another. Like, if you're super into health and fitness, you're probably not the person who like goes out and drinks and stays up late, even if it's not crazy, just like past a certain time and like whatever, consistently all the time. And I know there's outliers who do both, but like usually those people are like quite separate lives, which is totally fine. But that also just means that they're not doing the opposite, right? And so in the summer, that energy is very like, I wanna do lots of things this summer. You basically wanna let loose and, you know, go live your life, which we should. We should do that. And I do think when it comes to like seasonal living, that is just so great. But when we get into winter, if we adhere to the same routines that we did in the summertime, I genuinely feel it makes everything worse in the winter. Like, your depression and anxiety, yes, can be coming from so many different things, and it does come from so many different things, like deep trauma, like relational issues, nervous system stuff, and that's how like things can show up in your life. But genuinely, and I know this to be true because I've seen it in myself, I've seen it in close people who have struggled with mental health in their lives, which is completely just runs in my family. But it's that if you are not in a routine of some sort, you will wake up and not feel like you're going in any direction, like you are safe, like life is worth living. And there's many reasons like why not having a routine would make you feel like that, and that's literally because of the chemicals in your brain. They work well when you have consistency, when you have a little bit of something to look forward to in life, when you have breaks as well, when you regulate your nervous system, when you get proper sleep, when you eat right. Like, the person who is on routine in life, but especially like in the winter, and this is not to mean that routine is always going to be easy. I get it, it's hard, and that's why like sometimes we struggle with it, but that person is still always going to fare better than the person that doesn't. And listen, when I talk about routine, and this is also what I was telling him, like, your routine is going to be whatever your routine is. It doesn't need to be a like 75 hard 5 a.m. routine. You could have the most like soft life, soft girl routine. I don't care what it is, but just the fact that you have routine and you have structure and you have even ritual and you have consistency in your life with your own habits, but also where you move in life and the people who are showing up in your life, like all of that stuff is the way out of being constantly depressed and like not surviving the winter. And listen, I know it is hard to build even like community and stay close and connected with people, especially if you're an introvert or if you like to isolate in winter. It's just like, it's hard, you know, like everything feels harder, even the gym, everything kind of feels harder. But if you really prioritize those things, you're going to have better mental health. And coming back to the benefits of having a routine, like, do I even really need to say? No, you guys all know. We all know the benefits of routine, but like genuinely we overlook some of the most basic things that would make us feel good in life. Like, genuinely, we're buying so many supplements, and listen, I'm at blame as well sometimes, or we just fall into like, I don't know, just all of these crazy fads, you know, they sneak up on you and they're everywhere, and it's fine, and some of them are great, and there's some things that we should try and do in our lives, but then I just think like we sometimes are just taking circles around the problem, which is honestly like working on your traumas and like your mental health, like, you know, obviously going on a healing journey if that's what you need, because at the end of it, when we're struggling in life, there's like stuff that probably needs to be worked on. But like also outside of that, are you around the right people? Like, do you have any sort of community, friends? What type of friends? What quality of friends? Where are you spending your time in your environment? Like, if you really actually lock in on that, your mental health will fare better. Like, always. Like, genuinely always. Okay, sorry, my camera died, so I just finished the rest of my hair and pulled it back. And that's all we're doing tonight. But I wish I could show you Theo right now. He's behind the camera and he is up, trying to get up at the counter, and he's like, he can get up there now. Like, he's so long. You'll probably see him in this video. I'm sure he'll come around. I don't exactly remember where I left off, but basically talking about faring better if you are just somebody who does certain things in their lives. And another one obviously is going to the gym or like having some gym routine, whether it's at home, whether you do classes, whether you go, whatever it is, however many times in a week. There's Theo. But like I said, consistency and you knowing that something is coming in the sense of like something you need to show up for in life really takes you a very far way. And honestly, like even when it comes to working out, you know, you feel better about yourself, whether it's physically, but even just mentally, and you just know what that does for you. And the same thing goes with eating in a way that works for you. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to be sticking to any sort of thing that's not like unique to you, I feel. And I know like eating and even working out and stuff, it always feels like we've never really nailed it, but I genuinely think that's just because that's life. But I do think that when you eat well, you cook food, that also equals you being consistent and on routine, which means you're gonna be feeling good. This kind of leads me into a conversation about predictability, because I feel like a lot of us suffer with that core wound, probably because we've grown up around unpredictable parents or environments. And doing small things for yourself on a day-to-day basis, whether it's you having a journal practice or you going to the gym or you seeing friends ever so often, like you have these planned routines in place, that signals to your nervous system that things are predictable, that life is safe. And I said in my last video about how if you want a certain life, if you want to do something or like be somebody or have something, there's going to be a process in which you get that thing. But a lot of us don't enjoy that process, the messiness, and I call it like the rough draft. Like the end product always basically requires a rough draft. You need to like have thoughts about things, you need to trial and error, whatever it is, even if it's like a habit. Like you're not always gonna get everything right perfectly. That's just not life. And when you stop operating out of that, you're not going to be so depressed. You're not going to feel so much anxiety because you have built a life where there are things that are predictable, and that really helps you heal. Like it's really important on your healing journey that you really help yourself. There are going to be a lot of things that you have to take that first step doing. Nobody's coming to save you. And it's unfortunate that we have to do so many things, especially if it's like not our fault, right? Like building predictability and having to work through so many like patterns and stuff because maybe our parents didn't give that to us or the society, whatever it is. But I do believe that you're here for a reason and there's many lessons that you need to work through. And I think that's because that's life. And one of them is seriously starting to show up for yourself the way that you need. And like, if you want to see change in the world and other people, like you have to change yourself, right? So you have to be predictable for yourself. You have to show up for yourself. You have to have certain routines. You have to like understand yourself so that also the world can basically reflect that predictability with inside of you, because that's how you move through life. But if the inside of you is operating like that, then your world is going to reflect that. There's going to be many triggers in your life. You will subconsciously also seek out those situations that kind of confirm more things. It's not even something that you do because you want to, because who wants to do that? But like, we just do that as humans. So we really need to think about the ways that we can show up for ourselves so that we can feel more stable and grounded. And that will just, again, I said it before, but like, that person's gonna fare better. And again, when I say fare better, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be doing things perfectly, or that even when you find the routine that works for you, that it's not gonna like be challenging at times, or you're gonna have to change things, or you'll fall off of it. That's fine. I think also being somebody who is resilient through hard times is understanding that it is gonna be messy and things aren't perfect, because you need to have that mindset in order to get back up and pick yourself back up and get out of the loop. Like you gotta exit the loop. You need to do that though for yourself. Like nobody even knows your loop the way you know your loop, okay? And we over here definitely know our loops. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about that and say like routine. Get on a routine, find what works for you. Don't be super stressed about it, or like you need to like lock yourself in this like jail cell for the winter, but like genuinely understand that you having routines and things put in place in all aspects of your life, the way you eat, the way you move your body, what you do for your mental health and your mindset, what you do to rest, what you do with your community and like the people around you, like really try your best, but just participate in life. Like keep yourself engaged in life, because that's going to keep you up as much as possible during the winter months. And obviously there's other things, and maybe this is a different video of like you know, like there are specific practices that like a lot of people could be doing, you know, doing some really intentional journaling, eating more seasonal foods and the way you cook your foods and things like that. Like I do think there's a lot that could be applied to everyone, but at the end of the day, it's just about creating a life that honestly you like, you look forward to, that you are participating in, okay? Because winter can really suck you away from living, and instead you're thinking and you're just not out there living life. You're just like being that hermit, and I'm all about being a hermit in the wintertime. Like, it is the season to come inwards and it is a season to hibernate, but you still like wanna be doing, you don't wanna be like hibernating in the sense of just like bed rotting and being depressed all the time. Sorry, I'm just gonna let him do that. Those days will happen, but we don't need to be doing like multiple months of that. That's when something's off and we need to work on that, because I just don't believe that that's how we're supposed to live. I don't think that that was written in our cards. I think what was written in our cards is if we do struggle with that, that we really do our best to try and work through it and figure out what's going on so that we can live a better life, because I think that we should. So with that said, that's everything. Okay, last thing I wanted to show you guys. Look at this shower lamp that I got on Amazon, okay? This is probably gonna wash me out now. I'll just turn it off so you can see. It's just like this little lamp. I've been wanting a lamp for so long in the shower because it gives such good vibes, and this is 10 times better than I thought it was going to be. And also you can change the color. So let me change the color. Okay, this is kind of like washing out, but there's so many different colors that you can change it. And you can also like turn off the underlight so it's like even more dimmer, and you have like a little converter and like you can dim the actual light. Listen, that is not an ad, but it damn near should be, because that was a good purchase. Even my boyfriend this morning, he was like leaving my place and he was asking me if he could just bring it over now to his place, because like he thought it was like really sick as well, because we like a good vibe in the shower. And I'm like, listen honey, I am doing an everything shower tonight and I want to use that, but I will be bringing this over as well. Anyways, I just ordered myself some food because I am definitely not cooking tonight. But after I eat, I am going to get into bed, do my routine, my sleep routine, and tomorrow, no matter what I'm really feeling, I'm just gonna go to the gym, because I will never regret going. It really doesn't matter. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then work, of course, because we have a very busy November and my birthday is on Wednesday, so it'll probably be past by the time I put this video up, but I'll be 30. Thank you for the people who already wish me a happy birthday, because that's just so nice. And happy birthday to all my other Scorpio girlies or guys. There's a lot of you that are Scorpios, and if you're a Scorpio, you just know, okay? You just know. Like, you're the chosen. I don't want to say that, okay? Listen, everyone's signs are great, but like there's no replicating a Scorpio. Like, that Scorpio energy is just lethal. I genuinely think it's lethal. Anyways, this dog is actually tearing my couch apart, and I'm gonna go feed him and play with him until he goes to sleep again. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Alicia Gogan, so you can see what I'm up to. And he got a piece of fluff, but isn't he so cute? See you in the next one. Bye.